Shalom, Kol Halal Yahweh, Ba'ashim Yahushua, Ba'ashim Akal Kodash. Double honors to the elder apostles of GMS, including the elders that came before them, that taught us this truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers out pushing the word of truth and in sincerity. All right, I'm Brother Yahshua. I'm back with the World War III Daily Update on Monday. I'm going to try to keep it short. What you have to understand about World War III is that God, the one you call God, whose name is Yahweh, is the one conducting it, all right? And the reason that he's bringing this third and last world war so that he can overthrow all the nations of the world right now, okay, all the countries, if you will, and their militaries, so that he can install his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. How is he going to do that? He's going to send his son, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, whose name is Yahushua, right? Which means he saves, right? He's going to send his son and the angels of heaven in their chariots, in their war chariots, okay? He's going to send them, and they're going to join in World War III. They're going to subdue all the nations, all the armies of the nations of the world. Then they're going to, after they have destroyed all the armies of the earth, then they're going to set up the kingdom of heaven with the one that you ignorantly call Jesus, whose name is Yahushua. He's going to be the King of Kings, and then the people, God's chosen people, are going to be in rulership, okay, in the kingdom of heaven, all right? Now, there's a kingdom right now, all right? There's a kingdom. We're in the last throes of the kingdom that we're living in now. The kingdom is on earth, right? And the kingdom of heaven will be on earth as well, all right? So the kingdom that we're living in right now must be destroyed to be able to set up the kingdom of heaven, all right? The kingdom of heaven isn't some place in the sky where you go after you die, all right? That's a myth. All right? The kingdom of heaven is going to be a rulership of the children of Israel that's going to happen right here on the earth after the current kingdom, right, is thrown down and destroyed. That's what World War III is about. All right? Now that we understand what is about to happen, let me show you. All right? Now, first thing you got to understand is that one day to the Most High God, whose name is Yahweh, is 1,000 years. Okay? And 1,000 years one day. All right? So if Jesus, whose name is Yahushua, was on the earth 2,000 years ago, to God, that's 2 days. That's no time at all. Well, Jesus is 2,000 years ago. Well, it's only 2 days in the Most High's time, all right? So, let's get some perspective, okay? Let's start at Matthew 10 and 1. And when he, who's he? When he had called unto him his 12 disciples, he gave them power against unclean spirits to cast them out. Okay, so he is talking about the one that the world ignorantly calls Jesus, right? Whose name is Yahushua. That's how you say his name. And then it names off the apostles. The names of the apostles are these: Simon, Peter, Andrew, all of them. Okay? Judas Iscariot. All right? Now, jump to 5. These 12 Yahushua sent forth and commanded them, saying, go not into any way of the Gentiles. What about the Gentiles? Go not into any way of the Gentile, and into any city of the Samaritans enter ye not. This is Yahushua speaking here. But go rather, now listen close, because they're gonna speak about the kingdom of heaven. All right? But go rather to the lost sheep of the house of Israel. This is who's going to be in rulership in the kingdom of heaven. And as ye go, this was 2,000 years ago, as ye go, preach, saying, the kingdom of heaven is at hand. For who? Not everybody. Oh, you'll be there, all right. You'll be in the kingdom of heaven, but you ain't going to be in rulership. Because Israel right now, the Israelites who are the Negroes, Latinos, and Native American Indians, this is not their kingdom. This is their slavery. Who's in slavery right now? Okay? In anyone's kingdom, you have to have the kings, the royalty, and then you have to have subjects. Subjects are slaves. All right? So the Negroes, the Latinos, and the Native Americans, are they the kings today? No. Today, they're the slaves. So when it speaks of the kingdom of heaven, see this? The kingdom of heaven is coming. For who? The lost sheep of the house. Why does it say lost sheep? Because they're still just waking up right now to who they actually are. You're not a Negro. You're not a Latino. You're not a Native American. You're an Israelite. And guess what? Heaven is for you. And the nations of this world are going to fight tooth and nail not to have you Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans rule over them. It's going to take a world war. It's going to take the one you call Jesus and the angels coming out of the sky to subdue this place, to overthrow this kingdom and set up the kingdom of heaven. All right? That's World War III. Okay? Let's get World War III real quick. Woe means destruction, or in this case, it means world war. This is Revelation 11 and 14. Let's get 9 first. Let's get the first two world wars. Revelation 9 and 12. One woe is past. You go up here, right? And you read all of this, all the way down to 12. It's describing World War I. All right, I won't read that for the sake of time. One woe is past. It says that after all of this, that's the First World War. And behold, there come two woes more hereafter. All right? So now when you jump up to 11, it's dealing with the second woe. World War II is past. And behold, the Third World War cometh quickly. The Third World War is going to usher in the kingdom of heaven. After this kingdom is destroyed, okay, this world, if you will, all right, when they say the end of the world, they mean the end of this kingdom. And the beginning of the kingdom of heaven is going to be ushered in. All right? So this is talking about the Third World War. All right? Now, let's go to Joel 3. All right? And now they're going to talk about bringing the Israelites, Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans out of their slavery and setting up the kingdom of heaven. All right? Joel 3 and 1. For behold, in those days and in that time, when I shall bring again the captivity of Judah and Jerusalem, right? Meaning I'm going to take them out of their slavery and set them up. How's he going to do it? I will also gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat and will plead with them there for my people and for my heritage Israel, whom they have scattered among all nations and parted my land. Okay? So this is World War III. I will also gather all nations and bring them out into the valley of Jehoshaphat. Let's check this out real quick. Let's go to a couple of different versions so we can get some understanding. I will gather all nations and bring them down to the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I put them on trial for what they did to my inheritance, my people Israel. Right? NLT. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge that he's going to destroy them and put them on trial. They'll be found guilty of what they did. You was hanging niggas. You was enslaving niggas. You were cutting off their genitals. What'd you do to the Native Americans? You tried to exterminate them, stole their land, blah, 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 blah. Okay? All right? And what's going to happen to you for that? All right? That's simple. Come on. Here we go. Revelation 13 and 10. Let's start right here at 9. If any man have an ear, let him hear. What does that mean? If you have understanding, understand this. He that leadeth into captivity, that's slavery, shall go into slavery. He that killeth with the sword, what happened to the Native American Indians? Must be. He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword. Here's the patience and the faith of the saints. Who are the saints? The Israelites. Okay? So, World War III, right, is God setting up an ambush on all of the armies of the world. I will gather the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There I will put them on trial for what they did to my people Israel. What do you think he's going to do? He's going to bring out his chariots that can't be stopped. He's going to destroy. Let's get it. Let's find out. Start right here. 2 Ezra 13 and 5. And after this I beheld, and lo, there was gathered together, what? Gathered together a multitude of men. That's that same gathering over here. I will gather all nations. I will gather all the armies of the world. Same gathering right here. Okay? I will gather all these men to subdue the man, the one you call Jesus Christ, his name is Yahushua, that came out of the sea, right? So there's your World War III, right? And then it says this on 9, jump down to 9. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude that came, all right, let's go right here. 8. And after this I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him, that gathering is going after the one that you call Jesus Christ and the angels. I beheld, 3. I beheld, and lo, that man, that's Jesus, waxed strong with the thousand. Who are the thousands of heaven? The angels. So God is setting a trap for all the armies of the world. What's going to happen? And after this, I beheld, and lo, all they which were gathered together to subdue him were sore afraid. They were scared shitless. Oh, we got to fight against these? But they fought anyway. God put the spirit on them to fight anyway. All right. And lo, as he saw the violence of the multitude, that he's watching the war go down, he neither lifted up his hand nor held sword or any instrument of war. What we're hearing right now is Ezra's describing the fight. All right. Describing the weapon systems of these craft that far outweigh or far exceed anything that the armies of the world have to offer. He neither lifted up his hand nor held sword nor any instrument of war, but only I saw that he sent out of his mouth lasers, psh, 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 okay? Sent out of his mouth as it had been a blast of fire, and out of his lips a flaming breath, and out of his tongue he cast out sparks and tempests, and they were all mixed together. The blast of fire, the flaming breath, the great tempest, and fell with violence upon the multitude, which was prepared to fight, and burned them up every one, so that upon a sudden of an innumerable multitude, nothing was to be perceived, but only dust and smell of smoke. When I saw this, I was afraid. So now that we understand why World War III is about to happen and what the outcome will be, what's going to happen? What is God doing right now? I will gather all the armies of the world into the valley of Jehoshaphat. There will I judge them. Well, what was the outcome? They got, all of them were burned up. Nothing was left to be perceived. And burned them up every one. Nothing was left but smoke. Boom. And after all the armies of the world are subdued, those countries have no protection left. Certainly not from these. And guess what? Every knee shall bow. That's what World War III is about. Okay? All right? Afterwards saw I the same man come down from the mountain. That's his chariot. It was so big, they call it a mountain. She'll be coming around the mountain. All right? And call unto him another peaceable multitude. That's the children of Israel. Okay? All right? And then after that, then they set up the kingdom of heaven. All right? I'm paraphrasing and I'm moving forward. All right, so now we understand what World War III is and why it's about to happen. Okay, because we're going from one kingdom, which is this wicked kingdom of the devil, right? Devil and Satan. I guess we got to get that. Let's go to Revelation 12. Revelation 12 and 7. And a war broke out in heaven. This is in a New King James, probably. Then a war broke out in heaven, which is the sky. Michael and his angels fought against the dragon, and the dragon and his angels fought back. Get the visual. This is the dragon and his angels, and his blue angels. Let's get the old one. You ever heard of the Navy Blue Angels? Look at my picture. Suddenly gone? Let's see. It is suddenly gone. All right, good enough. All right, don't worry about it. Okay, so anyway, now listen. The dragon. Who's the dragon? The great red dragon. The dragon. All right. Now, but the dragon was not strong enough, okay, and no longer was his place found anymore, was his place in heaven for him and his angels, okay? So now it's going to call the dragon, it's going to come up with some more names for the dragon. And the great dragon, right? The great red dragon was hurled down out of the sky. That ancient serpent, that's the one in the garden, dragon, serpent, called the serpent and the dragon are called the devil and Satan, the deceivers of the whole world. Right now, they're in rulership. Nobody can take this down until these come. So, this is the kingdom. This is the protection of the kingdom that we live in now. This is the protection and the firepower and the army of the kingdom of heaven, which cannot be overcome. All right? So when I say that we're in Satan's kingdom right now, this represents Satan's kingdom. The dragon, the ancient serpent, the devil. Okay? And that's just what it is. It is what it is. All right? Now, let's do a little search on what's going on here. Some current events. Let's go to Deep Journalist and we'll just look at some headlines. Let's see, 3 days, 2 days. It says U.S. F-22s came to strike China. Here's your World War III. So the Most High, Yahweh, is gathering all the armies to fight against each other in World War III. Then, to their surprise, Yahweh Shai gonna crack that sky, and then they're gonna turn their attention from World War III to trying to fight against the heavenly hosts. All right. Look at this. Breaking. Heavy Turkish attack has begun. Wait, Turkey? All right. China, U.S., Turkey, Israel, Spain. Looks like all the armies of the earth are fighting each other right now. Iran, Greek, Russian. All right. Okay. So really, this is the only new thing. Let's go somewhere else. Let's go to Deep Journal, the sister channel. Breaking missile attack on U.S. base. Iran responds to, this is 18 hours ago. Nuclear sabotage, unidentified aircraft hit Iran. Okay. So you could go to this channel, Deep Journal channel, and watch any of these videos because as you can clearly see, these are just recent headlines, 23 hours ago, 1 day ago, 18 hours ago. Okay. Hey, Turkey is going on in Turkey right now. All right, let's go to Secret Files 333. See what's current here. 2 hours ago, U.S. drone strike truck in Syria used by Iran-backed militia. 2 Iranian warships spotted near English Channel. Hey, World War III. All right. Then you got cataclysms, heavy floods, earthquake. These are all the things that the Most High said. Okay, let's get that. We're at the time of the end. We'll go ahead and close out after this. And we'll see you tomorrow. This is Matthew 24. What are the signs of the end? Okay, start right here. Matthew 24 and 3. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, tell us, when shall these things be? And what shall be the sign of thy coming? Well, why is he's coming back to destroy the armies of the earth? Well, and of the end of the end of the world as we know it. And I feel fine. And Yahushua answered and said unto them, take heed that no man deceive you, including me, right? For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Hamashiach, and shall deceive many. And ye shall hear of what? World War III. Wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. No, we got to make it through World War III. Ain't no pre-tribulation rapture. For nation shall rise against nation. Here's your World War III. All right? Kingdom against kingdom. All right? Hey, guess what this is right here? Kingdom against kingdom. All right? And there shall be famines. Here come the famines. Pestilences. CV 19. Earthquakes in diverse places. All right? Earthquake, 5.7. Floods. You name it. Nation against nation. All right? Hey, here we are. What's about to happen? The kingdom of heaven. All right, so with that, we can go ahead and close. Hope that the elect were edified. And with that, we'll say shalom.